Hello, my country people. When I listen to this report from Washington about Eric Tataw, and then I go talk after. When I listen.
When we showed up, it was a quiet home on a quiet street in a quiet neighborhood, a far cry from the wild party neighbors complained about last month. Hundreds of people, they said, buses, private security, wild crowds.
I will never, ever stop the parties so long as I'm not doing anything illegal.
But the News 4 I-Team wanted to know more and did what the I-Team does. We dug into homeowner Eric Tataw's background. We're not here about the parties. We're here about the federal indictment and the activities in Cameroon.
Oh.
Eric Tataw may not be well known past this little Gaithersburg cul-de-sac, but in his home country of Cameroon in West Africa,
put me anywhere. My name is Eric Tataw.
He's known as a separatist leader in a long-simmering, sometimes violent fight to break off part of the country, as we found in some videos posted by Cameroonian news site Downtown Info.
I am a key factor in this revolution.
While he calls himself a journalist and an advocate, in past videos he's posted online, Tataw discussed kidnappings and blockading Cameroonian government leaders in their homes. In others, fellow Cameroonians accused Tataw of ordering amputations of opponents' limbs, a claim he denies. If you went back to Cameroon today, what would happen?
I'll be killed. I'll be killed.
Because you have been active in the fight against the government there for more than a decade.
I agree. Yes, I've been active.
But as for accusations of violence or kidnappings, Tataw didn't specifically deny them to the I-Team, but instead asked for credit for who he's become now.
What I think is important is to look at where at a point somebody makes contrition and does a positive shift. That is what life is about.
It's not all news to his neighbors. At least some are worried by Tataw's outside the cul-de-sac activism.
It is a bit alarming. It is of a concern.
It's not just his activism or pool parties that has him in potential trouble. The I-Team found Tataw is facing federal fraud charges. Tataw's pleaded not guilty, but in an indictment, the feds allege he lied to get $163,000 from the COVID-era Paycheck Protection Program and then intimidated witnesses during the investigation.
Only my lawyer can talk.
But his lawyer hasn't called us back or replied to our detailed emails. An affidavit seeking a warrant for his arrest filed in federal court says Tataw once instructed a witness how to respond if a grand jury asked if Tataw has an army, about Tataw's role in the Cameroonian separatist movement, or about various kidnappings and acts of violence in Cameroon. Why would you talk to someone about how to answer questions about that?
Well, you see, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I have absolute respect for the laws of this country.
Yes.
And if I have a gag order by the judge not to discuss my federal indictment, I will not say it anywhere.
Well, we reminded him there is no gag order in the court file, not anywhere. Tataw said he just wanted his lawyer to talk about this federal case, but the lawyers not and investigators aren't saying anything to the I-Team either. Court records, though, Jim and Sean, say if he's found guilty of these charges, the judge could force him to forfeit the house where these parties are held to help satisfy some of that loan.
Just wow. And I'm sure it's
Right?
a big wow for the neighbors who may not have known all of this that you uncovered.
I think they knew some of it, right? But I think that, after these pool parties, they investigated the guy a little bit, and they knew some, but I'm not certain they knew this level of detail.
What about the activities that he's alleged to have participated in Cameroon? I mean, does he have to go back there to face any kind of...
I mean, he said clearly if he went back there, there'd be very serious penalties for him. He said he'd be killed if he went back there. There is no evidence that he's wanted, at least in any way, that the U.S. would extradite him back to Cameroon. But there certainly is fear. His mother recently died. He didn't even go back for the funeral.
Wow.
And just to be clear, does he own this house and
We
he's
believe
living
he
here
owns
legally?
the home, yes.
Okay.
And yes, there's no evidence that he is here in any sort of undocumented status. In fact, had to surrender a passport as part of his release from on bail.
All right, amazing work.
Thank
Great
you.
stuff.
Ted
Thanks
Oberg.
for staying up with us, too, on Olympic night. Ted
Yes,
Oberg.
it's good to see you. Thank you.
So when I don't hear an American media organization that they don't go for Eric Tataw house, they go interview you about the activities them inside Cameroon, calling for the Garri process and all of those things them. Yes, this one are partly the job where me and the do am in the background where we not see him. So about a month ago, some report be come out from this same news channel where they talk about Eric Tataw, he pool parties them for Maryland, Usawe, they live. But that hasn't got anything to do with Cameroon and our fight against Ambazonia terrorism. A lot of people, they will forward that information to me. I look and I not talk anything about him. What way me I do in the background, I say, I contact the news organization for Washington, for the DMV area, for the United States of America, and I tell them, say, listen, that guy when I just come up for a house, it get a very dark secret. It get a little bit more where if I dig into, when I go come up with more news worthy article besides the pool parties them. Now, person where if they under federal indictment for stealing, for harassing witnesses and a bunch of other things, then of course I forward to them the evidence of what they talk about. They get what social media handle from YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp. I forward them information, the indictments, the editor to your own videos, and when we talk about Garri process them, where if we talk about Ambazonia National Army, where now your own army, where we get them, and all of those details, I forward them, send them for this news organization. I forward them, send them for this news organization. Somebody do their own investigation. Hopefully they will come up with a report. And today I just see they don't publish the report. And another point where that reporter Emeka say, at the end of this federal indictments, if he be found guilty for that criminal, the criminal fraud where he commit harm, that house it go be forfeited, and the judge it go foresee. Actually, the judge it go repossess the house, liquidate him for pay the debts them. Now the system that for the United States of America, and I guarantee when I say they go find me guilty, and I guarantee when I say they go seize that house from me. And another point where the newspaper they make come right at the end of that broadcast. Now say Eric Tataw Mami died just a few weeks ago, and even Eric Tataw no be fit go for Cameroon for the funeral. When I know now me and only me, I be broadcast that information say Eric Tataw Mami don't die. How when I think say I be know? Of course, now what did I tell when I say the information where we put them out there, it be verified, it be authentic. Even Eric Tataw, their family house, their company house, they build them for Kendem, for Manu. I show now plus the pictures and the videos them. Now because now countryman, no be one person. Country people, no be one person. Will be now a network where it be vast and will be well connected. Right from ministers in cabinet positions for Cameroon, right into the presidency itself, the president himself, right to the mayors them, the divisional delegates them, to the Okada riders them, to the palm wine tappers them, to the students, to the Mami Bayam Selam the Fokona Road. Now country people in that will be well connected. So now some of the things in this way we do in the background for bring consequences to the Ambazonia terrorists in the diaspora. When I don't hear today, Eric Tataw, no, they still talk for Facebook. And then they still go talk, Garri this, Garri that, goes down, 1 week lockdown, 2 week lockdown. If you pass, we'll go shoot them. As a matter of fact, I go play some of Eric Tataw best videos them. Make you understand, see the difference between the Eric Tataw, where we will know for 2018, 2019, to the Eric Tataw where they talk to the foreign press, to the American media, today for 2024. Now, for tell you how much we don't defeat Ambazonia terrorism, we don't take control of social media, and now our messages them, it resonate, and all man it listen to the Black Legism. Why would the people like Eric Tataw, the Mark Barretta, the Joshua Carr them, the Capo Daniel them, the Dr. Common Sense when as Sako Ekome them, and all of these Nkunyams them, they don't disappear from Facebook. Today, for 2024, we the Black Legs, we dictate what way we discuss on social media. Now we command attention on social media. If we go live, if Clovis, myself, Beltus, any person go live when a Black Leg, I guarantee when I say it go get at least 5 times as many views as all the amber noise makers on Facebook combined for 2024. We don't turn the tables upside down. We now listen.
Garri go day for one thing that for picking the hand they won't go school for any part of Southern Cameroon, because why didn't take this school issue to the Republic? So for Southern Cameroon not be having job. So if you listen me, send them down for any mommy say if I see any people for school, if I see any people for school, I you know what I very possessive. So I take the responsibility, man, like every type of coding anywhere. I will teach the Pekin how to teach Garri. I will teach you, I will give Garri lesson. Nonsense. When I think of the for joke, when they kill people that can't talk about school, no school, no, that is it. Listen, not Mr. Man, LeBron, Steve, not tell me no. Any picture go me the Garri the Pekin. In fact, I don't move from one finger to the entire hand. If any Pekin go there, Garri one hand, Garri one hand. Nonsense. When I think of the jungle joke, one thing I know correct. In fact, LeBron, Steve, I don't beg, I don't change my mind. Now one hand now. Any pikin go there for school, give Garri for a whole hand. The whole hand, put Garri there. So that when go house, mommy asking her waiting, mommy have to make Garri. Now Garri do me so, the people will understand. The other one they will get the message, no man will go straight in. Nonsense. Una fit the joke, una fit the joke, shit. Una go to school museum. You know how old are they now? I don't want to talk my age. But by the time when the war won't finish, I must be 40 something, almost maybe 40 plus. When we get independence, before the one cancer judge people they will fight the fight. I will not be like 70, I will not retire. I will happily go jail. Right and for down. And if here. Now why that way? No man for social media no be able for defeat me or break my mental strength. Because I know what I do, I know what I do. On ground, I have one of the highest number of forces that are defending homeland. But I will not talk. That's why when I say something today, it will happen tomorrow. I said something big was going to happen in the school in Ambazonia, and it happened. You probably want me to say things. You saw the principal of GBHS, Malcolm. It's a francophone. He has packed out because they have Garri, one of his terms. The instruction of Garri come from one person. It comes from one person. And
my country people then, this is Eric Tataw. He usually says that, quote me anywhere, so I am going to quote him.